Good morning, good morning. Man, it was tight getting up into this neighborhood, but we are up at Grandma's house, and last winter she had a big pine tree fall over in her yard, and it's been almost a whole year now, and finally getting the time to come over here and clean it up. But there's Grandma's house, and what we have is all this brush up on this hillside, and the idea is to use the Kubota excavator with the GMT grapple saw, and we're going to be probably going up her driveway up above. I'll show you that in a second, and reaching over and trying to drag some of this brush out. And I think I'm going to chip it, not sure yet, but I got a chipper back at the yard, or we'll just buck it up and throw it in the 10-wheeler and off haul it. But let me show you what's going on up top. All right, you can see I'm parked down on the main road, walking up her driveway here, and this is what's left of the stump of the giant pine tree that tipped over. And fortunately it missed her house, but it's a big one, probably close to 4-foot diameter there. And it came across and it smashed down and took out her gas line. We replaced this earlier this year and still haven't backfilled that, but that's part of the job today. And this thing fell over, wiped out the power lines, and there's just a ton of brush left up here on the hillside. So that's what we're going to be tackling. I got the digging bucket on now, so I'll have to get up in here and backfill this trench and be able to work my way in a little deeper so I could reach out and drag that brush out of there. So let's get this thing unloaded. And real quick, this is the GMT grapple saw. This is a GMT 040. It has a 16-inch diameter cutting capacity. Grant and I designed and built this rack to set the unit on the trailer because it's kind of awkward to haul with it otherwise. And that's a Kubota quick coupler for this 8-ton machine. We custom built this crane tip for it, and it's going to be my first time using it on this crane tip that we built. The previous mount that we had just had a drop hanger right below the quick coupler, and it was pretty limited with reach, so I felt like the unit itself wasn't too heavy. I could extend it out a little bit further. So today's the day we're going to find out how well this works, and if it works, and if I like it. So forget the tape. All right, guys, I got this area cleaned off right here. I just didn't want to be tracking in and out of that thin layer of mud that was on the road and moving it around, so scraped it off. We'll still probably end up making a mess out of the driveway, but spent a minute in here just grooming this up a little bit. And now that we're done with phase one, I think what I'm gonna do is run and get my truck with the chainsaws and drag line and chipper and all that. So let's hop back in the truck and trailer back to the yard. All right, we got the chipper here and just got the grapple saw set up on the machine. I had to get some longer hoses because this is my first use with this new crane tip extension I made, and my previous hoses, as they were plenty long enough for the previous hanger, just weren't quite long enough for me to feel comfortable for this go around. So we had some new hoses made. Had 3 of them made. This one was gonna be okay based on our valve assembly up here, but this is what the hanger looks like, a little bit more close-up view of it. This is a purchased crane tip, bolt on. Hanger was purchased, but all the rest of this we fabbed in the shop. This is a 4-inch heavy gauge steel. We cut these at 22.5 degree cuts to make a 45 degree bend there. We did the same thing up top. Some gussets. Got a little heel on this guy, so if I get a log, I could run the butt end of that log up into here and swing it around if I need to. So V-Belt and Son, if you end up watching this, show your buddy this video. He might get a kick out of this hanger. I don't know how he's running his grapple saw, if it's on an excavator or not, but we're gonna put this thing through some minor paces today. It's a small project, really. I'm just dragging some brush out. I might cut a couple limbs off of some of these other trees, but in some videos coming up, we're gonna be really putting this thing through some paces so you can get a better view of it actually doing some forest thinning, felling small trees and stuff. But I have to track this thing up the driveway, and then I'm going to loop around the block with the chipper and back the chipper up the road here, and I'll be dragging that brush out and feeding the chipper. So let's get started. Now we're going to transition to something a little bit more fun. We got this pine tree right here, and Grandma wants that out of here. And I don't know, I think I can get some of it out. I think there's, underneath all this ivy, it's a codominant top, so I think, or at least a big vertical branch right here. So I'll be grabbing that and dropping it this way. She doesn't want to hurt the mimosa tree, but there's no power lines around except for this one. But I'll show you hopefully what it's like. Well, I'll show you how I take it out with the GMT grapple saw. I'm a little rusty, a little wobbly, you probably noticed, and I'm not an expert grapple operator by any means, but I do warm up to it over time. There's some old fence up in here that it's just all tangled up everywhere, and I was having to be kind of careful about what I was putting over near the chipper. But yeah, this is all wire junk here. I'm gonna have to round that up later and off haul that to the dumps. But I got most everything out of here. There's just a little bit of stuff in here. Really, what I think this hillside deserves is the excavator with the 3-foot bucket, and just kind of claw all this junk down and maybe kind of just roll it off the edge of this hill and just kind of let it decompose here. But anyways, let's attack this tree with the grapple saw and see how it goes. But yeah, the grapple attachment worked good. When I had the camera down below by the road, you could really kind of see this thing stretch out, and I kept having to dip under the power line. I kept bumping it, and it's something you just have to constantly be aware of and be paying attention to. As you excavator operators out there know, it's really easy to kind of lose focus on something like that, so you have to be very diligent. But it's holding up good. I don't have any rubbing issues. There's no stretching or chafing, so this is I like it. It's a little bit more dangling out there, but I think the reach that I have achieved with this new crane tip hanger is really what I was looking for, so I'm happy with that. A little harder to work on things close by because your boom is all the way up, and your hydraulics don't have the best responsiveness when they're all the way up and you're just trying to drop the boom a little bit. It really kind of wants to drop faster than you want. But anyways, enough talk. Let's reach up and try to take an arm or two off of this pine tree here. Pretty cool, huh? So that one branch that I took off, I don't know if you want to call it a codominant top or not, but it was really leaning this way already, and wasn't as big as the other side. The other side's another, you know, maybe 10 feet taller or so, and it's leaning hard towards the road. And because I'm here by myself, I don't think I'm gonna take it out, because somebody could just start driving up the road, and I don't think I have enough sway or power to really dump it over this way. So I'm not gonna take that risk, but I did get that one branch off of there for, we'll have to come back with the guys and maybe get a rope chucked up in it, or just get some traffic control down below on the street, and then we can just dump it down there. But that's kind of the beauty behind this GMT grapple saw, is I think in this whole setup, actually, maybe not the steel tracks, but doing right-of-way clearing work on private driveways. We did a big project, and it was about 4 miles of it's more like ranch road, but it worked great for that, reaching out down off the side of the hill, up on top of embankments. And we did a lot of cutting and clearing that would have really been a struggle for guys with chainsaws. So anyhow, so I wanted to show you that. Maybe there's a couple other limbs around here I can cut, but I'm gonna go ahead and chip this, get that out of my way real quick. Grant's come. He's gonna help me off all this guy here in an hour or so, and also, but mainly, block some traffic for me so we can take the top out of this fir tree. And that's like a big extended branch over there. I don't know if I could reach it or not, but we'll at least be able to get the top out of this, I'm hoping. And maybe we could also drop the rest of that pine tree that's over there. So yeah, let's do it. All right, that was pretty fun, huh? Why am I topping that? Because it blocks Grandma's view of the valley. So her husband had done that for years. In fact, her husband was a tree professional in the area. I'm certainly not, but I'm an excavator guy. So we're gonna give it a go. Grant's here blocking the road, so I feel good now about dropping this other half of this Monterey pine, I guess it is. Okay, let's do it. Went pretty good. It is down on the road. All right, let's cut the trunk of this thing down a little bit more. minutes off in maybe 30 minutes. What do you think? Do you think he's gonna get out of here on time? I think he's probably mad at me right now. That's okay. We got some chipping in front of us. Not too much. I mean, that's probably 20 minutes down there, and what's on the road's probably another 20 minutes, so ain't bad. But we also have to load the grapple back on our carrier, put the carrier on the trailer, put the excavator on the trailer, connect with the peat, and get out of here. So time for some sweeping and some blowing. Don't have either of those two tools with me today, but honestly, I think I'm gonna have to come back here with the little skid steer and move this mulch. I think I'll run it off the side of that hill and cover up all that yuckiness over there. But that's the progress thus far. Besides the road looking terrible, I think we've done pretty good. Open it up. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna come back and just take this tree out completely. It's just a really ugly fir tree. It's been topped a few times over the years, so that'll come out. But yeah, getting a lot better. Anyways, it is getting dark, and I think I'm gonna call it for this video, and hope that was entertaining for you guys watching the GMT grapple saw do a few cuts. Like I said, I'm gonna be running that thing on some videos coming up very soon, so hopefully you'll be able to see a little bit more GMT grapple saw action coming up. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you guys have a awesome Christmas and a great new year. Be safe out there, and we'll see you in 2025. Over and out.